second home.
You looking to get zoned? Yeah? Well, if I had a credit for every time I heard that line, I wouldn't be stuck working in this place. So, I'm guessing you're the rook that Delgado sent. Well, let me save both of us some time. Turn around, fly back to the key, and tell the big boss that I'm in no mood to screw around. We'll make this deal when he starts taking me seriously. Come on, give me a break. You're not exactly a top dog over there at the key. Now, sending me a rook to handle a job this risky? And I'm getting tired of the fleet not taking me seriously. I spent the last 3 months setting up this job, burned 2... The whole time, I'm also keeping Bayu off our backs. That idiot even catches...
Benjamin goddamn Bayu is worse than the Crimson.
That's the way it's gonna be, huh? I don't have a ton of time to stand here and screw around, so I'm gonna make this as clear as... You want the conduction grid tech, then you're gonna have to download it from the power core of Generdyne's facility. Some fancy name the brain-trusted Generdyne calls the room where all the power from the conduction grid is stored. Hey, don't look at me. I didn't build the damn thing. All I know is that the tech inside the place is valuable. Beneath your feet, genius. It's the lowest level of neon. Generdyne and Xenofresh are down there, along with some of the finest cuisine in the city. Love the confidence. But before you pull the ripcord, I'm afraid I need to add a bit of a wrinkle. While you're inside Generdyne, I need you to plant a virus into their system. Well, well, look at you. You're smarter than I thought. Generdyne has all sorts of tasty, valuable snacks in their databanks. Here, take this microdrive and access the computer in Breyson Bayu's office. It'll do the rest on its own. Yep, nepotism has its advantages. Word on the street is that the Generdyne gig is the only one Benjamin could get for his younger brother. He's not the brightest. Let's just say that information can be just as lucrative as selling Aurora and keep it at that, okay? But don't worry, I promised Delgado that when it came to the conduction grid data, that's his territory. I won't touch it. It might be wireless, but you aren't going to be able to use it from here, genius. Generdyne's got their place locked down tight. But, as usual, the weak link comes from the people that work there. I recommend you start with Ayumi Komiko, an upper-level exec at Generdyne. Get your hands on her security pack. You should be asking what won't you need it for. The facility is closed to the general public, and they keep all of their important files encrypted. Not to mention the fact that there's going to be all sorts of nasty security inside you're going to want to bypass. Ryujin Cloud doesn't mean shit at Generdyne, so you're going to have to deal with Komiko and potentially her boyfriend, Benjamin Bayu. Anyway, you can find Komiko at Euphorica. Talk to the owner of the place, Myka. She'll point you in the right direction. As for dealing with Komiko herself, she's got an office in the trade tower if you're looking for... The rest is up to you, Rook. When you're done, come meet me at the VIP booth in the Astral Lounge, so we can... Pretty laid-back club over in Ebside. Owner's name is Myka. She's young, but sharp as a razor, and has gang muscle to back. The little Aurora Lounge she has tucked away in the building is the real gold mine. Said she modeled it after opium dens on old Earth. Bayu takes a cut of the profits, of course. The rumor says it's way less than he usually takes. No one knows why. Businesswoman, tough as hull plating. She's the COO at Generdyne, and I can assure you she didn't get there with her winning smile. As for her relationships, well, that's a bit more complicated. But rumor has it that she's just using Bayu and having a little bit of fun on the side with Myka, the owner. If I were you, I wouldn't bother trying to appeal to her. Nepotism gets him the job at Generdyne as their chief technician, yet the guy doesn't know the first thing about electrical engineering. They obviously invented the position just to give the moron a salary. One of the many poorly kept secrets in Neon. Frankly, I think he's such a screw-up. Benjamin Bayu stuck his ass in that facility under the city to keep him out of the limelight. Not much. Damn thing was supposed to be some kind of miracle invention. Only catch is that you need a planet like Voli, where lightning strikes often enough to make it feasible. Ding! If you said 0, you're absolutely correct. Loaning them credits? No, that's not how things work around here. The only reason they haven't folded is because they charge exorbitant fees for power. I'm talking 2 or 3 times what it costs in New Atlantis. Okay, now, On to round 2 of our little game. Guess who has a major stake in Generdyne and soaks up all that delicious profit? Ooh, not even close. The answer you were looking for isn't another corporation. It's a person. It's good old Benny Bayu. That son of a bitch has a finger in every single pie in the sorry excuse for a city. How the hell do you think Breyson Bayu got the job down there? It wasn't because of his good looks or smarts. Just grab that tech and plant the virus. Should be a cinch.
Okay, let's settle this once and for all.
Hey there.
Welcome. Please, make yourself come. I can offer you a drink, or perhaps you're here seeking access to our...
Chimera's nice, but...
Customers choose our lounge because they desire a more relaxed and sedate journey as they experience the joy of Aurora. We have no blaring music, no crowds, no chaos.
Yeah,
Sorry, no. Aurora sales are only permitted through the Astral Lounge. We simply provide us. If you desire access to the lounge, you can purchase admittance for a completely... Otherwise, you're welcome to relax, listen to our music, and perhaps... It's a specialty alcoholic beverage only served here at Euphorica. Not only will you be able to experience one of the most exclusive... The bartender down there is a personal friend of mine. No problem. Let me... If you need anything else, please... You people should leave her alone. What do you want with her? Not that it's any of your business, but we're very close. We're in love. I refuse to let anything bad happen to her, no matter how much trouble she... Yeah, sure. Tell me another one. You debt collectors are low-life assholes. Now get out of my...
Wouldn't be the first club I was tossed out of.
When I need the trash taken out, I call the strikers. So unless you want to deal with the toughest gang in Ebside... Oh my god. You're offering me money to be... Look. The Crimson Fleet. Oh my, I'm sorry. Sorry, I just... Well, Ayumi owes a lot of money around town. I'm trying to help her out. But, you know, I have a business to keep. If you want to talk to her, you can find her in the Of course, access to the lounge is going to cost you. And I'm not changing my mind about that. Not only will you be able to experience... The bartender down there is a personal friend. Whatever you wish. May all your if you're planning on using... Now sit back, relax, and unwind.
Ebside's changed.
Astral Lounge. I mean, confession.
Yeah, what? Let me save you some time. If you're here for a job, we're not hiring. If you're here about the Conduction grid tour... See that big yellow thing that's draped over almost the entire city? That's the grid. Besides looking like some sort of madman's modern art piece... Well, like I said, it's shut down. Had to cut the entire tour. Look, I'm sorry if I'm blowing up at you, but I've got a ton of problems, and I'm afraid that things aren't going I don't care if I'm allowed to or not. I'm happy to get this off my chest. The Conduction grid went online almost 75 years ago. And since then, we haven't developed a single groundbreaking innovation. At this point, the money we're taking in as a power utility barely covers the waste that's going on in the research and development. Unfortunately, no. I'm in third. One step above me is Ayumi Komiko. She's the COO of the company. And then there's Kaito Harada, our esteemed CEO who never seems to be around. No, of course not. We still produce smaller power systems and backup generators, but nothing even close to the magnitude of the Conduction. Generdyne needs to come out with something spectacular to... You'd think that, right? The problem is that Breyson Bayu, Administrator Bayu's brother, is currently heading up the R&D division. I swear to you, the man doesn't know the first thing about power systems or electromagnetic. I can give you 117 reasons. If Generdyne goes completely under, how many of them will lose their jobs? How many might get cut in a restructure? My position puts me in charge of the welfare of our personnel. I can't... Isn't it obvious? Administrator Bayu clearly leaned on Ms. Komiko to get his brother hired. I actually need our CEO's approval for that. And so far, look, I'm running out of options. No one above me seems to care what's going on. But I have a full report on Breyson that I want to send to Administrator Bayu. What do you think I should do? It describes my aggravation with how badly Breyson Bayu is running the research. I'm also including a list of all the failed experiments he's greenlit, and how much they've cost Generdyne as proof of his... I'm praying someone as financially successful as Administrator Bayu might be able to put aside his ego and look at this from a business... You know what? You're absolutely right. I can't allow Breyson to run this company. Hey, look, thanks for helping me out with this. If there's anything else you need, any questions at all, feel free to... As long as it doesn't get me into serious trouble. Ask... Whoa. Okay, that's crossing the line. I can't discuss company matters like... You don't know what you're talking about. Look, I'd like to help. Maybe need to think about it. Yeah, I hope so. Maybe we can work something out. Okay, listen. You didn't hear this from me, but I know she's up to something with Benjamin Bayu. He was in her office a few weeks ago, and they had some kind of shouting match. It got really heated until Bayu stormed out the door. I don't know what it was about, but I happen to know Ms. Komiko keeps audio recordings of all her meetings in her safe. And before you ask, yes, I'll unlock it for you. Just don't tell anyone I have. Because I'm sick and tired of the corruption that's running through this city. People around here spend half their lives terrified about being backstabbed, and spend the rest of it planning on how they're going to screw over someone else. She's my boss. She's fine, I guess. Look, she might be a bit tough on all of us, but being responsible for Neon's power grid is a very stressful position. Sometimes... I've only been working here for a few years now, and she's been my boss the entire time. Well, the big boss is up. Sure, no problem. Generdyne was working from her facility in Neon. It took her almost 25 years. That was Generdyne's first and last major success. It was great speaking with you.
Don't you have something better to do?
If you'll excuse me, I have a deadline to meet.
Galbank ATMs are spread throughout the settlement.
Benjamin Bayu is so not compensated.
Insomnia's just gotten so...
Yeah?
Come in and let your cares melt away. Certainly. Excellent. Then here is your access key. Please let us know if anything in the lounge interferes with... Enjoy your stay.
You good?
Right, come in here. It lets me forget everything else for a bit.
Yes?
Days are too
Yeah.
short.
What do you want?
It's too long.
Before you continue, let me save you some time. If you're having a problem with your POW or complain about your rates, you need to contact our Anything else? You must be zoned out of your mind, because there's no way anyone sober would say something like that. How the hell did you find that? It was Estelle Vincent, wasn't it? That bitch. I knew I should have kept that somewhere else. Here, take this pass. It should get you through the storage room entry to the facility. I'm warning you though. Once you're inside, you're trespassing in a high security zone. That means good luck. What is this? A job interview? I'm the COO of the company, second to the top. Right under our esteemed CEO. So when you ask me what I do for Generdyne, the answer is nothing. The Bayus run the salary helps, of course, but at the end of the day, I'm just a joke. Sitting in an office to make... If you had to work with Breyson Bayu, you'd understand. The man is still a totally incompetent fool, and he's running our company into the worst part of it is that he's Administrator Bayu's brother. So I can't fire him. I can't reassign him. I can't even... It's like having a cut on your body, and you're helplessly... I suppose if I don't explain, a copy of that recording you found might end up on the next SSNN report. A few years back, the previous CEO of Generdyne went missing. Instead, Bayu muscled his way into the company and gave me an ultimatum. Either back up his bullshit Mr. I had no choice. But I decided right then and there, if that meant seducing Bayu to tip him off balance, then so be it. Luckily for me, Myka's been incredibly understanding about... More than you can possibly imagine. Myka is the only person in this godforsaken city that's kept me from going completely under. She doesn't want money, doesn't use me for influence or as a stepping stone to get it. And when this stupid bullshit is over, and Bayu is 10 fathoms deep under Neon, keeps him off the Freestar Collective's radar. They might actually step in if they discover that the same person controlling the city's regulations and bylaws benefits financially from them. Try and get in his way, and then he uses Neon security to beat you senseless, or the Sioga Syndicate to make you disappear. I just know this is gonna come back to bite me on the ass. I just know it.
Love the vibe of this place.
Nothing beats getting zoned in the members. Welcome to Chomps.
Anywhere else, the fish processing plant would be no big deal. That's Bayu. You know, everyone does their best work with security literally riding you.
Oh, it's you. I was wondering how long it would take you to get down here. If you want the encryption cipher, you're welcome to it. I just don't want anyone getting it. When you access the computer and the power core, it sends a notification to me here. I knew you were coming, I just didn't know when. Look, there's no need to be angry with me. I'm not trying to trick you. You want the cipher? At this point, I'd do anything to get back at my brother. He deserves everything he's got coming to him. You're kidding, right? He's the administrator of Neon. Oh, don't patronize me. I know I'm no prize winner myself. You know, I've spent my entire life living. Everything always works out for him. While I've been... And all the while, He laughs at me behind my back. One advantage to being perceived as stupid is that no one takes you seriously. When I walk into a party, I'm instantly the resident I can't tell you the number of times I've overheard that my brother... Yeah. You know what? I am sick to death of being pushed around. It's my turn. The passcode for my terminal is GEN-41A18. That should give you access to the Cipher. I'm getting out of here while I still can. After you're done... On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, I'm at about, I don't know, a -8. I don't have the background for this electrical engineering stuff. Chief technician? Ben stuck me down here expecting me to work miracles. He didn't stop for even a second to think of the all I need is one breakthrough. One! And I could shove this job right in it. Huh. Easy for you to say. All my finances are tied into the family fortune. But Ben, gracious. Besides, what I'd really love to do is prove myself by coming up with something amazing, rather than running. Oh well, I'll think of something. Eventually. All I have is what? The rest of my life? Because he's a two-faced son of a bitch, that's why. That's not like I should be surprised. When we were younger, we never got along very well. I mean, he's 11 years older than I am. We had 2 different mothers. Might as well have been from 2... That's an understatement. I never knew my actual mother. She was my father's mistress. And I was told she vanished from Ben's mother. She didn't give a crap about me. Wouldn't even let me call her Mom. I just had to call her Liliana. And then there's Dad. Yeah, I've tried, but I always hit a dead end. I wouldn't be at all surprised if my father had her killed to avoid public embarrassment. That's the kind of man he was. Yeah, everyone's sorry. Look, I appreciate what you're trying to do, and it's nice to get this off my... That's why I gave you the encryption cipher. Anything I can do to stick it to Ben, that's the As usual, you can thank my dear brother. At first, he made me deputy administrator. Then, he had me work with Valentina over at Xenofresh, helping with Aurora distribution, until she pinned it. And now, here I am, chief technician at Generdyne, when I don't even know. Thanks again for the talk. It really helped.
They're like vultures, picking away at the leftovers.
Ah, there you are. What kept you? I believe we have a lot to discuss. It's obvious you're here to meet someone. Fortunately for them, they rented this... I assume that same someone provided you with that clever little virus. Well, yes. You didn't think your little foray into Generdyne... Oh, I will. With or without your... You know, I should give credit where it's due. That virus is quite impressive. That's the last time I'll ever take the Crimson Fleet's capability. And I'm a businessman, which means I know when to walk away from a deal. You want? It's because I don't negotiate with pirates. They don't understand commitment. violence, or... No. For your kind, it's only brute force and violence. Shoot first, take whatever you want, and ask questions. It may seem that way, but for every rival I've had thrown into the ocean, I've made 2 times as many legitimate. Look, I'm not here to debate. I'm here. All you have to do is tell me who's profiting from the virus you've uploaded. In return, I'll let you leave it. You don't have to worry about that in the least. My dear friend, you could... I'm afraid you'll just have to Really. That's the story you're going with. There's a body that Neon Security is going to be discovering very soon. One with concrete evidence. I'd say you have about 1 hour to leave this place before you have... So, I assume this concludes our little arrangement, and you'll be leaving our fair city. Oh, when you get back to the key, be certain to give Naeva and Delgado...
Everyone knows this is Neon's premier social...
Striking her upstairs.
Glad you're back. Sorry about the whole Benjamin Bayu thing at the Astro Lounge, but I didn't have much of a choice. Can you believe the nerve of that smug son of a bitch? Well, I was hoping we'd celebrate your return with some drinks and a pile of Aurora. I was about to start partying early when Boone Morgan tipped me off that Bayu was on his way down with some neons. I'm pretty sure I missed him by less than a minute. Left a ton of good stuff behind. You're not the least bit concerned that he found the virus and figured out where we were meeting that. Must be nice to be soon. That might help you sleep at night, but doesn't do me a hell of a lot of good. Since Bayu flagged the virus, I can't risk accessing the system now. All that work I did trying to crack Generdyne is gone. Now I'm in a bit of a bind. The prep work for this job put me in deep for a bunch of cash, and I have no way to pay it all back. Well, a business partner of mine named Nix was the author of the virus. Don't know if you know him or not. Then there's the folks Honestly, I shouldn't be revealing my sources because that puts you on their radar as well. But hey, you asked. That's exactly what I had. How much, are you... This is perfect. It will definitely help. All right, I guess we're done here. Tell Delgado if he ever needs me for anything else. And hey, you won't be hearing rook from me anymore. As far as I'm concerned, you're one of us now. Lifeblood of the fleet. Now, how did I know you were going to ask me that? Honestly, it doesn't matter if I believe that Crix's legacy exists or not. What's important is that I believe if the man thinks that chasing shadows is going to make us rich, then who the hell am I to... I mean, I'm not going to jump off a cliff for him or anything, but hey, he needs an extra ship at his side. I hear things are heating up back at the Key, so I might fire up my bird and head over to check things out. Rumor has it that Delgado has some solid info on the Crix's legacy story he's been... If there's even a chance that it's true, I want to be there when Shinya... Completely ruined? I was hoping it would stay on Generdyne's mainframe for the long term, but hey, at least it's already fed me. Nix really knows what he's doing, though he charged me about 6 months worth of earnings. With any luck, I'll be able to recoup. Put in a good word to Delgado for me, will ya?
All hell's breaking loose, Rook. Delgado needs you in the repair bay with Jazz as soon as possible. Hooray! You got the conduction gizmo. You did exactly what we asked you to do. Are you ignoring me or something? Respect. That's why you're here? Look around you. The only reason all these losers are here is to earn credits. When I feel like you've earned it, I'll stop calling you Rook. Oh, it's bad. Real bad. Delgado will feel you. Now get your ass to the repair.